I love you all. How are you doing? This is going to be very, very quick. It's going to be about pinpoint accuracy, the 2 or 3 things I do every week to make sure and practice that pinpoint type of accuracy so that I can do damage quickly and get away safely for yourself and for your family. Pinpoint accuracy, whether it's with the fist or whether it's with the palm. You cannot, in a million years, do something like that without pinpoint accuracy. You just can't do it because it requires that kind of focus, pull back like that, right? That takes a lot of accuracy, a lot of understanding what proper striking is so that you don't hurt your hand, so that, and even though I can hit it as you saw with my fist, I don't. If I was in the street or in combat, I'd be hitting with my palms. Here goes the dog again, Steve Mosley, right? So I'm going to tell you about 3 things today that's going to help you get that kind of pinpoint accuracy. There is no need for people to see people pounding and grounding. The moment I see this pounding, it's like they don't understand the 4 parts of a focus, what it takes to actually hit something like that and do damage. And I'm not going to tell you because that's one of the things about TCF. My wife says I'm giving away too much. If you want to learn, because without the 4 parts of a focus, you don't have pinpoint accuracy. So I'm just going to show you some of the physical parts of it, but I'm not going to tell you the 4 exact things you need. If you want to know that, you got to come here, baby, or be like Dwight Woods and Steve Mosley and those guys. You come and you learn it. Anyway, one of the things I do for pinpoint accuracy is you've got to have something hard like this. You have to, because this punishes me for doing something wrong. If I hit this thing wrong, if I drag like this, if I don't hit it at a pinpoint, right, like that, see that point? Like that, even with my palm, like that, it's a point. There is a point in and there is a point out. I see some folks recently bastardizing my stuff. All of a sudden everybody's doing palm strikes against dummies and stuff. And they're doing it wrong. They're dragging the hand at the end. They have no idea. You know why? Because they don't know what 4 parts of a focus are. It's okay to ask. And it's okay to ask privately. Yeah? So you have to practice first and foremost on something like this that's going to punish you. Ask anyone who's come here and hit this. They hit this wrong, it's going to cut you instantly. So this teaches you, one of the most important things this teaches you is that every strike, even if it's going around, see the point? Even if I'm going around, even if I'm going down, right? Or hit this way, or that way, or that way, or that way. Do you see there is a point in and a point out? No strike will do that and drag. And even if it drags, it's because I wanted to, because even if I wanted to drag like this, I'm still hitting a point, right? I'm hitting a point before, look at that, before it drags, right? I'm hitting a point before it drags back in. Does that make sense? So that's number 1. This to me is the gold standard of understanding what it is to really hit and strike, even with the elbows, right? So it's not about bang, 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 this pounding and grounding thing. It's about every strike that, see it? See it? Look at the bag. See the elbows, right? And the way the elbows can go at any angle, but even if I'm going back, even if I'm doing that, it's still a point, like that, like that, like that, like that, like that. See it? It's still a point, baby. All right, moving on. Here we go. Inside. How was that opening? Did you like that opening? It's a point, baby. There we go, my lad. You see that point, my lad? Right? Anyway, here we go to finish it off. This is short and sweet. I like the short and sweet ones. The next thing I practice for the point is, yes, lo and behold, the old-fashioned Makiwara, right? The Makiwara is one of the very few things that teaches you not to drag. If you look at people strike, even if they have a glove on, and they're hitting this thing like that, right? Is my screen, blah, 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 wipe it out? Yes, there you go. And they're hitting it like that, you'll see somebody's hand do that or drag. If you slow it down, that's what you see. The Makiwara teaches you stopping power, 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 stopping power. Not, and see the hand doing that? That's what you see. 99% of the combat world. Because they don't understand. See, TCF is an entire system. There is nothing we left out and don't think about. Right? So again, the Makiwara is to teach you stopping power, stop right there, and to teach you focus. Focus in one spot, not focus like that or like that. It's a focus, one point. If you slow that down, you will see my hand stick at a point. Oh my God. I love this stuff, don't you? Isn't this great? Sticking power. So the Makiwara teaches you sticking. The outside bag canvas punishes you for doing it wrong. If you drag it or scrape it like that, you will cut your hand. This, if you slow it down, you will see your hand doing this. It's about sticking. Think about gymnastics. That's why I've always said, in studying TCF, I hardly ever looked at any other style or any other type of fighters. The thing I looked at the most was gymnastics and dance. They have perfection for a reason. Technique was designed for a reason. And the further away you go away from that is the more time you're spending trying to knock a target out to defend yourself. Next, and this might surprise some people. See this thing right here? See that piece of paper right there? Paper. And not to tear it. Oh my gosh. I actually put a hole in it. I put a hole in it already, right? It's not to tear. Let's get another one. Let's get another one up in here. Don't want that. I don't want that half. Boom, boom. Put that there. Take that down. Put this up there like that. And like that. Look how nice that is. So nice and neat, huh? Right? So the point of the paper is not necessarily to break it. But when you break it, when I break it, I'm not breaking it like that or like that. That's easy. I'm breaking it like that. The paper teaches you, if you're hitting with your knuckle, how to line that up properly. If you hit it flat, you might tear it, but you won't break it like a bullet hole. Right? You have to, this teaches you alignment. The paper teaches you alignment to align those two knuckles up if people want to hit with their stupid knuckles against one of the hardest bones on the human body, which I would not do in the street. But since it's sexy and stuff, we'll talk about it anyway, right? You have to line it up properly. You can't hit it like that, or else you're just going to rip it. You line those two knuckles up. And it's the only thing that allows you, when you hit this like that, it has to be a point. You have to hit it at a point, straight in and straight back out. You cannot drag at all on this, or else it will not pinpoint break. And it's not necessarily about always breaking it. It's about learning. It's about learning to snap like that, to snap and to aim. And if you do this properly, if you watch the paper like that, it's very light. It's very light. But it's teaching you that snap back and pull back. There is nothing like this paper. I do this once or twice a week, no matter how many other things I do, right? The next day or the next 2 days I get up, everywhere is hurting because the paper takes the maximum amount of speed, of exact delivery, of exact placement, of pulling the hand back out properly. For this to break, you have to do this thing properly all the time. Right? So this gets me to the, and of course we have right here. See that little thing hanging up there? Can you see that? Yes. Yes. So when you see me hitting this, I'm hitting it, right? Boom! Either those two knuckles or I'm hitting it with that. And look at the angles I can hit it like that. And this thing can be moving and I'll still be able to hit it as it's moving, either like that, let it come back down quickly, or the placement again, the placement with the first two knuckles right there. And again, you got to turn this thing in, or you can't hit it like that. Or these things you see where people are hitting and turning their hands up like this and hitting with these last three knuckles. You're going to break your fifth metacarpal down, I'm telling you. Anyone who's come here and heard me say that, say, gee, you're right. I did hit somebody hard once and I broke it. You're going to break it. You got to aim like that. So finally, when you see me, last two things. So now you understand, when you see me hitting anything in here now, whether it's this ball, see, I'm hitting like that, like that, like that, like that, even if I'm coming back, right? Like that. I'm always aiming, no drag, pinpoint, in and out. Same with the ball. Same here with the ball. I'm not just hitting it and swinging it like that, right? I'm hitting it with those. If you slow that down, boom, you will see it's those two knuckles with no drag. Look at it, I'm going around like that. Damn, TCF is good, huh? So sharp. So sharp. You gotta practice perfect. You're gonna lose 30-40% of this when you're in battle or in the ring. So you gotta practice perfect. So that when you lose it, at least you still have some of it left behind, because technique was designed for a reason. And the further away you go from it, that's why most fights look like this when they start fighting. Because they don't know how to practice properly. All right? So now you understand there is never going to be any kind of a, see this here? This is my practice coconut. See this thing? You can't, the smell, it's old, you cannot break this thing. One of my students came from Texas recently. He said, gee, I think you cracked it. I think even with the crack, as it is, see how oily it is? You still can't break this damn thing. These are the ones I practice on. Anyway, so visualize now, there is no such thing in TCF as this type of, you are here, you're on top of the person, sorry, like that. You're on top of the person, and you're pounding and grounding. What are you doing? Whenever we strike, we think of the coconut down here, right? So that we hit it like that. I know you can't see it, but I'm touching it like that, like that, like that. It's a strike, it's a point. If I gotta hit you more than once or more than twice, I ain't doing my job as a striker. Striking is an art. It's an art. Focus. Focus. The coconut is actually bouncing back up at me. Got it? There is no pounding and grounding and right. One or two maximum, maybe. All right. Let's see if I got any questions up in here. That was short and sweet, huh? Carrie, all that energy is going into them. And that's what people don't get. Yes, Carrie. Great point, Carrie. Yes. Yes. Yeah. I don't know how else to say it. Like how you said it, Carrie. And it's the same. It's the same with when we're striking. Even if we're striking, thank you, Carrie, for that. Even when we're striking, that's why I do this with no gloves on. And people think, well, when you put gloves on, then it's going to make. No, actually, you're going to feel the difference because I work out with no gloves on. When I put a glove on and hit you, you still feel that focus through the glove. But it's the same thing. See that? It's this, you can see where the coconut, oh, look at that, the two knuckles, look at that. Can you guys see that? The two knuckles where I marked hit the coconut just now that has grease on it. Boom, look at that. Look at that. Can you see that? Those two marks, those two knuckles? In case you're thinking, that's a good way to see, is he hitting with his two knuckles, right? Makes sense? So even if I'm going around, right? Or down, look at that again. That's going down, look at that. Going down like that. Wow, I made stuff up live. I put coconut oil and then hit it. Same with the elbows. Same with any punch. Any punch. It's that focus, baby. All right, let me see if I got anything else up in here. This is good. So I covered I think everything you wanted. I showed you in the beginning about focus and breaking, and then I said this is where you're going to end up if you practice like this, and all the 3 things I do every week, at least twice a week, to make sure I'm on point. On point. No pun intended. Mwah! Love you all. Bye.